I've played some strange games time and time again. I'm sure there will be other examples in the future. I happen to be a sucker for those particular games that are often held as so bad they're good, which many of them I've already covered in all three of my bad free-to-play games series. You might not remember it, but way back when I was getting started with content creation, I made my very first cursed Steam review for a game titled Mortos. It was my first ever review, so I wasn't necessarily expecting to go into it guns blazing and defeating every threat I came across, but I did find the game was superbly underwhelming. It had poor graphics, terrible gameplay mechanics, amongst all other sorts of fucked up issues, but at the time I felt I was a little hard on the damn thing. It only costed me 59 cents, and it still managed to get a chuckle out of me despite being one of the worst first-person shooters I've witnessed. You're probably wondering, why am I mentioning Mortos right now? Around that time, there was another game I discovered buried within the trenches of Steam, left to rot eternally in the free-to-play category. At first glance, I didn't think anything of it, but after playing it more than twice in my life, and believe me, playing once alone is an accomplishment I'm not proud of, I can safely say it is, without a doubt, the strangest game I own. The game is called Clown Thug Cop Zombies, and it's about as in-depth and realistic looking as when Paul Blart got kicked by that fucking horse. Do you remember that stupid scene? It's a first-person shooter, simply enough. You're tasked with killing a massive horde of zombies that charge after you in this confined, uncomfortable space that the developer thinks is good enough as a map. It feels restricted, with only one building and a tent smacked into the center. There's no storyline, there's no goal, there's no end game. The entire thing is just a fucking waste of time as you endlessly gun down zombies with the 4 guns that they give you, and playing the game on repeat until either you kill yourself or you turn off the PC. What else happens in this groundbreaking game?
And that's it. Nothing else happens.
Oh. Okay, cool. This area is the only place where the player can go, as far as I'm aware. It's not even a map or a landscape, we're just stuck inside a massive bowl. There's no texture to the grass, there's no clouds, and oh my god, look at that. This is cute. Now I feel like I'm playing a child's first video game. What, was I drugged without my knowing and transported to Disneyland or something? The zombies aren't anything to brag about either. They're the same recycled asset flips spawning in that probably belong to the Unity engine. This is one of those fucked up games where your aiming has to be spot on, cause even if it's a hair off, your shot does not land. You also get access to a melee weapon, but it's useless. The zombies surround you like gnats to a trash can lid, so you have no other option than to use ranged weaponry. Unless maybe some psychopath completes it with only the axe, but I just got done doing that in Stalker Anomaly and it was really tiring, so maybe next time. This game doesn't make any sense with its arsenal. A wooden axe that looks stolen from Skyrim, a bolt-action hunting rifle, a shotgun. This is the most bare-bones selection of guns I've seen in a game like this. Why not get crazy with it? If you're gonna throw us in a puny fucking pit, the least you could do is give us some decent guns. How about a laser weapon? Or a huge sword? How about a magnum or even a fucking condom balloon? Literally anything to break up the monotony. Even Rifle Strike, another free shitfest on Steam, had way more content and weapons packed into it. It doesn't mean anything though. That's like picking up someone else's chewed gum from the sidewalk, popping it in your food hole, and discovering there's still some flavor. Oh yeah, another quirky little mechanic they've designed here. You don't start with all the guns. You have to painstakingly walk around the map and collect them from the ground. This means every time your character dies, you have to grab the guns all over. It's so easy to die in this game. I use the term game in quotes because it feels a lot more like an episode of Black Mirror in the sense that the creators forgot how to write the ending. You launch it up, you play the mundane boring level, and then you turn it off. But rather than ask yourself questions about the game and go more in depth behind the decisions within, you just walk away and get drunk because you wasted an entire evening playing this brain rot. Dare I say that huffing markers would be more entertaining. Now, for obvious legal reasons, I shouldn't have to tell you, but don't do that. Sniffing markers bad for vocabulary and brain when voice come out lead to head hurt. Sorry, I had a weird thing happen there. So you're gonna ask, why would you say this is the strangest game in your library, Tristan? Simply put, it's strange that Steam ever allowed a game like this to get greenlit. It has zero to no content, barely functions, and bores the fuck out of me. What else is there to say? Well, it's certainly weird that a lot of people have heard of it. I'd imagine the game's popularity comes from the fact that it's so poorly designed, it appears comical or satirical. If this is someone's first video game ever, I need to seriously find you and beg you to never make another one. Or maybe it's like Sharknado and inadvertently making a terrible title that is intended to grab more people's attention. In a way, it worked. Here I am, playing the fucking thing after all. While I agree games like this do provide some sort of entertainment, I won't justify it by saying the game is of decent quality. It's obvious that this isn't the greatest game on Steam. I mean, it's called Clown Thug Cop Zombies. I wasn't exactly expecting Dying Light levels of detail and gameplay. There's an RPG you can grab located directly in the middle of where the horde spawns. If you manage to get them away from it, you can easily pick it up and cause some fucking mayhem. Yeah, that's more like it. Blowing them all up in one go, let all those poor asset flips rot in hell. Unfortunately though, this is really the only fun weapon to use, considering you gain unlimited rockets upon obtaining it. You don't even have to reload. You can fire it as fast as a handgun. I'm glad that logic doesn't exist here, but then again, how could it? To my knowledge, there is a way to get on top of the hill and therefore outside of the boundaries. Once you do, there's nothing else for you. No Easter eggs or anything, just the echoes of that one place where Squidward got stuck all alone. This doesn't feel like a game at all. It feels like someone's rigid misunderstanding of a survival shooter. There's no storyline, your character doesn't speak, and the graphics are fucking poop. I feel like I fell asleep and now I'm going through one of my nightmarish fever dreams all over again. The zombies are so fucking annoying too. They just make the same moan and grunt sound effects on repeat. Probably not even an original sound effect, which wouldn't surprise me. They also randomly deal massive damage to you at times. You have no escape window if you get surrounded. Your character doesn't just get hit once and then recover, meaning they can kill you faster than you can uninstall the game. They hit you through solid structures as well because, you know, why not? If you get hit roughly 5 or 6 times, you're toast. Sometimes less. The zombies will demolish you and you'll be embarrassed that you even downloaded this shit heap. I'd rather let a Bagger 288 run over my crooked cock than spend any longer running around in this awful simulation. But the more I think about it, the stranger it appears. Why does this game even exist? You can't go anywhere different, you don't kill anything different, and you die way too easily if you don't know what you're doing. So what was the point of this mess that shamelessly still exists for download on Steam? I did some research and discovered it was made by a development team known as Tubby Productions. There's a direct link to a YouTube channel run by this person, but they only have 2 uploads. One is the official teaser for this game, the other one is a trailer for some weird shit called Dragon City, which is another Steam game that is apparently still listed as coming soon. Yeah, no thanks Tubby, you can keep that one. Unfortunately, I was unable to find any sort of trivia regarding the development of the physical game, but I did find one particular comment on the trailer for Clown Fucked Goth Hotties. The comment basically says that it's a fantastic meme game, intentionally stupid and boring with no content. It received a heart from the uploader, so I can only assume that it was in fact intentionally designed to be bad. It's not far off from true, but intentional or not, garbage stinks all the fucking same. I'd say that's probably because it never finished development. However, I did find a single review on Metacritic for the title, a positive review with the quote, "This game is one of the best first-person zombie shooter-ups I've played in recent decades. It got everything from a great story and a atmospheric setting that really gives the game a big boost." Yeah, that's not a fake review or anything. To my surprise, there is a single-player story. Yeah, you want to know how to play it? Well, until this fucking guy opens up and takes his head out of his ass, I don't know. Or care. Also, what atmospheric setting? My man was really trying to upsell his game to every extent. You mean the childish, cartoony rainbow in the sky? I guess a kindergartner would call that atmospheric, but certainly not I. It was released in February of 2019, and boy is that embarrassing, considering this looks like a bad Nintendo 64 game. I know the dev was probably limited in resources and money, but you're telling me it couldn't just look a little better than it does? The graphics make me feel like I'm a toy stuck in Andy's room. What a weird division of zombies too. Clowns, thugs, cops? I can't help but wonder why they chose a random theme like that. Perhaps the clown represents the player for installing the fucking thing. The thug represents the rough, insecure exterior that the developers showed by creating an unintentionally hilarious meme game, and the cops symbolize authority. The authority of the developer to steal all of your time, like the Grim Reaper himself. I'm a little upset upset they couldn't throw more career zombies in there. I can't imagine how a sequel would go. What would they even call it? Parade Priest Fireman Monkeys? And the map wouldn't even be a map. Hell, you can't even get past the main menu because the zombie comes through and eats your fucking face off. It would still be a much more rewarding experience than this trash heap. I have no idea who this game is intended for. It's certainly not players eager to dive into the next big survival game. Like I said earlier, you can have fun and goof around for a decent 10 minutes, but completing the game offers no rewards, no new maps, no nothing. The objective is absent along with the fun factor. I'd be willing to forgive it if they added more maps, maybe some actual objectives and whatnot, but right now, I'd say this game is reserved for one group. The birds. It's a mundane, pointless time waster that fails at wasting time. The longer you spend gunning down the zombies, the slower time feels in reality. The melee combat doesn't work, or at least it's very clunky. The guns don't make sense, the zombies won't shut the fuck up, the environment is non-existent, and everything looks so uncanny. This game is a fever dream that doesn't let you escape. I obviously mean no ill-minded harm to the developer. A video game isn't like baking a fucking cake after all. I'm sure he had fun making it, and that's all that really matters in the end, right? That everyone got a good laugh while you got stuck playing clown thug cop zombies. What an opportunity. Guess I should consider myself lucky. But no, I shouldn't. I just wasted time making an editorial about a game that maybe 30 people have installed and played at max. It oddly enough demonstrates a small amount of potential for a story-driven silly game. Imagine if the developer went balls to the wall and made a single-player story campaign with ridiculous encounters, wacky enemy varieties, and overall a silly vibe. Take, for example, Rifle Strike. In case you don't remember, a while back on the channel, I was trying to create a playlist of the worst free-to-play games ever made on Steam. Rifle Strike wasn't at all a good game, but it certainly was a fun one. It lacked the proper mechanics of gameplay that it needed, but it made up for the horrendous experience by distracting me with its silliness. You could even say that I enjoyed playing every single one of those games on the list for this reason alone. They were funny. But Clown Thug is such a chore and a tremendous burden to sit through. It has the laugh factor for about 2 to 3 minutes. But once you realize you're not even playing a real fucking game, you almost feel dumb for looking at it with those rose-colored goggles at one point. There's nothing the dev or any other fan of this game can say to change my mind. The gameplay truly speaks for itself. It might just be the worst free-to-play game I've ever attempted on Steam. Yes, worse than the other #1 I had in my previous lineup. Honestly, would you even be surprised if this game was just fucking shovelware or being used as a laundering thing? Anyways, that's about it. Clown Thug Cop Zombies might just be the strangest game I've ever played. In all seriousness, I'm sure there are worse games in my library, but this one struck me as one of the weirder ones. Games are an art form, and what makes that interesting is the fact that they all have individual meanings for people. You might have played this game and thought, hey, it was a fun game, it helped me forget about the mundane, crushing weight of reality for 2.5 seconds, and that's totally fine. This is just one major example of a lot of bad ideas that get greenlit somehow and allowed for public use across the platform. At least I can say it's free. They could have charged money for this shitload of fuck, but they decided to let it pass. Probably a better decision in the end. As far as I'm aware, there are no major secrets hidden within the game either. It's very much your basic average shooter-up, as that one review stated so confidently. I found some sort of moat outside of the boundaries in the southern segment of the map, but it's pointless. You can't go in the water at all, although it still has physics. It's like a fucking tease. Why can't I go for a swim? But as far as secrets go, I wouldn't even count this. It's a big nothing sandwich, like the rest of the game. Here, we have a game that I guess was made as a joke, but it doesn't even work in that way. There's nothing unironically funny anywhere. It's just a big fucking hole in the ground within limbo, filled with rejected video game sprites. It's a horde mode that ends after the first round with nothing else to do. It's an anti-video game. It forces you to rot away like a corpse as you sit in your chair for hours trying to find something in it worth talking about. But you can't. Maybe I'm seeing this all wrong. Maybe it's the greatest game ever made? Yeah, think about all the hidden metaphors that are placed right in front of the player. The zombies, they all make the same sound effect as they hurriedly come after you, destroying your eardrums with the screams of the damned. And how about the map itself? It's a bull, but for what reason? Oh my god. Like the sacrificial bulls used to hold the blood of Jesus in John 2:23, when Satan casts evil zombie clowns onto the Romans in hopes that Jesus will gun them down with an RPG. It's making sense to me now. The rainbow in the sky is nothing more than an illusion, a mirage of the deserted plains surrounding the bowl itself. It's high out of your reach, indicating that escape is futile. There's no way out of this train wreck unless you quit the game. And the way the rainbow bleeds into obscurity is a lesson to the player, telling them to give up on their hopes and dreams before the devil does it for them. But quitting the game would mean giving in to the zombies, and therefore giving in to Satan himself. This game was made by fucking Satan. And as the old story goes, God and Satan will eventually collide in an epic battle of the ages, life and death. The game is a metaphor for our very existence. And what's that old saying about life? It sucks? Yeah, you can just say this game fucking sucks. Don't even bother. I'm glad I got to share it a bit with you guys. As always, I'll see you next time. Just as a reminder to you guys, we do have a Discord available for you to join, and a Patreon if you feel like supporting us directly. Thanks again.